Great. Before we have Kevin come up and help us kind of wrap, I just want to say that there's a couple new things that have happened this year. We had a great year last year and got a lot of great attention, but this year we've gained the attention of some other cities. There's two really powerful organizations, one in Philadelphia that is now, since yesterday's election, Tuesday's election, is run by the mayor-elect's wife, and they're very interested in bringing music and action there. And another organization for those in the industry that we'll recognize called Creative Artists Agency. They're the biggest talent booking agency in the world out in LA, and they're bringing us out there to present to school leaders in LA about bringing the program to that area. But it's in our heart, you know, Robbie's in my heart, that this is a Buffalo-based program, and no matter what happens nationally, the people realize that this really came from the grassroots in the streets of Buffalo. That's an important thing. And one other feature I wanted to mention that's kind of a national scale is that this afternoon I get a chance to interview one of my heroes. His name is Nils Lofgren. He's a guitarist with the E Street Band. He's had a long solo career himself. And a lot of our teaching comes from people in the industry. So his interview will be part of the curriculum that the kids learn from in terms of what it takes to get there, but also to stay there. I think the Goo Goo Dolls are a great example of survivors. You know, they had a hit, but now they're having next week a CD coming out that's a greatest hits CD because they've been continually able to stay in the industry as real players the whole time. And Nils has initially agreed that at the end of this year, when we select one kind of feature artist out of all the artists that we're working with, like last year it was Grace, and she did the song Change the World, that we're going to invite the national people that are involved to add a little bit of musical contribution to the recording when we choose one song to give it the full bells and whistles in production, like we did with Grace's song, and Robbie co-produced that. That'll be coming up this year. So we have no idea who might be at the table this coming spring when we're doing that, but it's an exciting opportunity to explore. So to help us wrap up, I'm going to have Kevin Kazmierzak come up once more. He wanted to describe one of the features of the program that's brand new this year that we know is important to Buffalo and schools, and then we'll go with questions. Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you, Bob. Really, I think that the key word for this project is authenticity, whereas the kids would say we do it for real. We have Robbie Takak. I mean, how much bigger can you get than that in the music industry? But he doesn't make cameo appearances. Bob James is very well known in the Western New York and beyond the music community, but they spend real time with the students and helping them to gain those skills that Bob had just described. So I want to thank them and certainly thank the Buffalo Sabres and Larry Quinn for the support, and Villa Maria as well, for supporting our students in their endeavors as they gain these skills, which are transferable not only to the entertainment industry, but also into any part of the workforce that they're going to be entering, and certainly into the college years. That which is unique about this next year, among other things, is that Bob James is going to be helping us to get all of our various partners, which on paper number 18, various partners and relationships that we have with the organizations in the community, such as Hall Walls Contemporary Arts Center, which just to my left, your right, at this very moment, we have an artist in from San Francisco, supported by the New York State Council on the Arts. We have Langston Hughes, which along with Bob James and Robbie, Music is Art, Music in Action, are going to be having their offices right here in our school. We have partnerships with UB, Canisius, and several of the Buffalo Philharmonic Orchestra, Albright Knox, and I could go on and on. What we haven't done in the past is all sat around one big table and talked about how can we bring all that we bring to the table together so as to use our talents and use the contributions in the best way possible so that we can maximize that which we're offering to the students. And Bob James suggested this sometime in the summer. I thought it was a great idea. It's something we've been trying to do. We do it by way of paper matrices and so forth, but again, to do it for real, to sit face to face and to have 3 or more discussions throughout the school year where we bring these community groups together and say, look, this is what's happening at the school. This is what this group is doing. This is what another group is doing. How can we work together to best help these students? And I think that's a really great thing. I think it's a very, very innovative thing. Might seem simple, but with all that goes on in learning and in schooling and all the things that go on with regard to supporting a school and supporting various projects, sometimes we miss such opportunities. And so I'm very grateful to Bob, to Robbie, and to all those who are helping us to do that. really, in a nutshell, that's what's unique coming up this year, and I'd be happy to answer any questions along with Bob or anybody else who'd like to come up.
How many students do you anticipate will take part in the program?
Typically, it's a cadre of about 18 students. We have several that apply, and then they're selected. And they're not the typical students all the time that one would see in various other groups. For example, for an AP class, students that you might have a certain profile would self-select. We're changing that. We want all kids to take advanced placement. Likewise with this, in Music in Action, we want to see all different types of students. Students who might not always be fired up about their particular art area, but they would like to get involved in the backstage work and so forth. So it'll be a cohort or a cadre of approximately 18 students working this year.
Maybe you can address how it's changed since you started and how it is, where you see it going.
Yeah, I think when I started Music is Art in general, I had pretty much no idea what a not-for-profit organization did. I kind of had no idea how to take the things that I appreciated about the arts and the things that I wanted to bring into the community actually into the educational setting. And through my relationship with Bob and through my relationship with the people I've met through Bob, I've been able to do that. And I think that with the Music in Action program, it's sort of the same thing. When we started the program itself, I don't think we really knew what the program was going to be. We knew we had some really great ideas. We knew we had some great resources. And through the learning process that we were able to have here at this school with our first class, we've been able to rewrite the entire program based on the response and the reactions that we've gotten from the people involved, which I think is, you know, probably the perfect way to do it, especially when you're dealing with kids, because we tend to get a little unattached, I think, from what's interesting to people. And this gave us an opportunity to actually have the kids help us write the program. So I think that that's probably what changed the most, is the program tailored itself to what it needed to be, as opposed to what we wanted it to be.
Potentially with the program going up, you're going to go out that way and show the folks out there with this, educational system out there. How's that make you feel over the Buffalo, Brett, going that way where the music's really?
You know, I travel madly. I'm going to be in Africa next week. You know, I'm everywhere all the time. I bet you I run into somebody from Buffalo in Africa. See, that's just what happens. Everywhere I go, I run into someone who's active in the community, active in the business, who's from here. And that was one of the genesis of the ideas, really, of doing this, is there are so many people from here who are passionate about this area, who are out working amongst, professionals in the business, and they're more than willing to come back and give just a small bit of their time, to make a really big impact here in town. So I think it's amazing, but it's not surprising to me. Yeah.
So why did you do it? What drive you to do it? What made you want to do it?
It started out because it was a lot of fun, and it was a great reason to be home. Now it's a freight train out of control, and I can't stop it, and I'm really happy about it. Yeah.
Is there an element of this program that you'll share with the kids or show the kids? Great skills, but will they have to leave this area to use these skills? And how can we keep these talented kids here?
Yeah, I think one of the main thrusts of the program right now is that the music industry has really become quite a digital medium over the past few years. And whether you're in Hollywood, California, or you're in Boise, Idaho, or Buffalo, New York, it really doesn't matter. You've got access to the people you need to get access to. So it's just all about making the right decisions to get in contact with those people. I don't think you necessarily need to be in Los Angeles anymore. You just need to do good work and be motivated. And so I guess that's what I would say. All righty? You okay?
Yeah, we're all set. Thanks,
Great.
everybody.
Thank you very much, everybody.